We got big news coming from the 49ers. Ricky Pearsall's back at practice. We're going to get our first look for a long time at Ricky Pearsall. We're going to watch him work through some drills, run some routes, catch some balls. But before we look at his practice clips, you need to click that subscribe button right now. These players coming back from injuries for the first time. We're looking at their practice clips. We're watching them gear up. We're looking at the waiver wire for fantasy football. We're helping you make those decisions for your lineups all right here. Click that button. Stop missing out. Ric Flair's watching you. You do not want to disappoint him. Stop missing out on that. But Ricky Pearsall's back. We got 32 seconds of clips. We're going to loop it too. Talk ball on him. It's been a while since we talked some Ricky Pearsall. So he's looking sudden. He's looking quick. He's looking good to go. He's looking good to go. He's looking good to step in and start asserting himself. Ramping up. Right there we are. And what I liked about him during draft season, fantastic route runner. And during his entire collegiate career, he just kept leveling up. He just kept getting better, route running, creating separation, very assertive at the catch points. And what these 49ers like to do at the wide receiver spot is get assertive pass catchers, guys who are very aggressive at the catch point, very assertive getting in and out of the breaks. And that's what they wanted from this year's draft class at wide receiver, and they did that when they picked up Ricky Pearsall. There's a ton of wide receivers with day 2 grades or better, about 20 of them in this year's class. Each team got to pick their liking, and that's pretty much what happened when you looked at all these teams drafting wide receivers. He's a good fit for this team. If you're here looking for the fantasy football analysis, it's probably a wait and see because you got Debo soaking up targets, you got Jennings soaking up targets, and you got Brandon Ayuk soaking up targets, you got Kittle soaking up targets. He's probably going to get his feet wet. He's probably going to ramp up. It's probably going to take some time. But maybe next year, maybe late in the season, maybe if some injuries hit. But one thing you want to look at for these rookies is you want to see them flash here and there throughout the year. Especially a wide receiver like this who's very sudden, who's very technical. You just want to see him on the field, back 9 of the season. You want to see him make a few plays. You want to have like a good performance here and there. Maybe where he sneaks out, catches 6 balls for 60 yards or something like that. Fantasy football, you're not expecting much, especially for your traditional redraft leagues from here out for the rest of the season. You're watching him, you're monitoring him, you're seeing what's going on. On top of that, with Ricky Pearsall, you're going to see what's going on under the hood when he comes back, see how he competes at the NFL level. The one thing about him, he's 24 years old. That's an older wide receiver prospect coming out of the draft, an older rookie that we're looking at. But the one thing about him is very technical, sells the routes well, creates separation well, very sudden mover. He's a wide receiver to pay attention to. Nonetheless, Dynasty Fantasy Football, he fell to you at a discount in rookie drafts in the spring because everybody was not too fond of him getting drafted in the first round, not too fond of his age, not too fond of his production profile. So he fell to a discount for a first-round wide receiver. So really, you're just holding and waiting, especially at this point, because the value of his Dynasty Fantasy Football stock fell to a point where, like, if you're selling him off, you were taking a hit. So you could try to buy low during the last month, but more than likely it wasn't very liquid in your leagues. But he's a very sudden, very assertive route runner, good at the catch points. How he asserts himself in this offense, I imagine it's going to be a slow burn to start things off. We ramp things up in the back 9 of the season. Honestly, with these rookies, you want to be patient with them. You want to see them flash some of their talents throughout the rookie season. Usually good wide receivers will flash early and start being productive early. This is a situation, though, where we're log jammed at wide receiver. We got some good wide receivers on there. He could be a later bloomer this season, or late bloomer, the correct way to say that. But again, we're watching a wide receiver here who's very technical. It's more for 2025 right now, but whatever you get out of this year that can be productive for fantasy, if possible, due to our situation, due to how stacked we are at wide receiver and tight end, is just going to be a cherry on top. There is some upside here considering the talent he has, how technical he is, and how hard he works. But again, Ricky Pearsall's back. He's ready to make a statement. We're going to monitor his status throughout the season, and it's all going to be right here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.